Yeah, 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 yeah.
Alright, y'all, so here we go with another AP informational, some more gameplay, or another more, when you, the thing with the thing on side the thing with the other thing, and then that was their name, and then we did that. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that I'm back with some more information on another new game, one that the first one didn't get the best reviews, and the second one had a real comeback, had a real resurgence for Ubisoft and this game's lifespan, or franchise, which is, shut your eyes. But Watch Dogs is what we talking about here. And of course, like, recently we got some leaks about Watch Dogs 3. Now, a lot of people, if you played the first one, you probably didn't think we were ever even going to get a second one, because the way that Watch Dogs, that first one, really did not get great reviews. It didn't get good feedback for the most part. I think what helped it was that people liked the vision. I think they just felt like maybe they released it with people's biggest claims are against Adam. I think his name is Adam Pearce. I didn't play the first one, but the protagonist, a lot of people just didn't like. They thought he was really boring and like didn't have much personality at all, which isn't the first time Ubisoft has been criticized with situations like that, it being Altair, and I think a lot of people actually liked Altair more than people thought, but I guess really like Altair, because all the Splinter Cell games and stuff, Sam Fisher always has personality, and usually characters in that do. But yeah, so Watch Dogs 3, first of all, we have no idea when it's coming out, so I'm not gonna say that we know the date, but I think we think that they probably talk about it more in this week coming up. Actually, E3 starts June 11th. Oh my gosh, it's almost here. Next week we're gonna be here with a whole bunch of video game info that's gonna be lit. But anyways, yeah. So Watch Dogs 3 was kind of leaked. Apparently, they had been hinting at it for a while. It's gonna be called Legion, we think. And of course, so the first game took place in Chicago. This game takes place in San Francisco. Watch Dogs 2, which I loved. And the third one they think is going to take place in London, England. And they think it's a great playground for hackers, because although I guess I forgot about this, like and I was a history major, I still forgot about this, but London is the most surveillance. They got the most cameras in any city, and they have the most cameras in any city like in the world. So people are always under surveillance in London, for reasons like having really strict gun laws and things. And I personally think that because they never caught Jack the Ripper in the 1800s, that they were like, yeah, we not about to go through that again. Oh yeah, this is me talking to my girl, my boo thing. But yeah, so it's going to take place in London. They don't have much more information than the fact that you're probably going to be able to take control of a whole bunch of NPCs, a whole bunch of different NPCs. So I don't think you're only playing as one person in that one, which would be different, because if anybody played the first or second one, you stay with one person. In the first one, it was Adam. This one, it's Marcus. But, hopefully that would be a good idea. It sounds like they might be spreading themselves a little too thin, though. Because, it sounds like when I was reading the info, and I'll put that up for you, of course, as I change my clothes and do the damn thing. But, yeah, so they were saying that right now the developers are actually, the ambition of what they're trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish, this thing might be a little bit too much, because they're saying right now it's causing the developers a whole lot of headaches trying to actually cultivate their vision. So that's that. I mean, it's gonna be difficult anyway. It's an open world game. Yeah, I know it takes a while for open world games, and right now the only people that even make open world games really is Ubisoft and Rockstar, that make really the most well-known ones anyways. I mean, people used to bring up Saints Row, but we haven't seen a Saints Row in a minute. So there's that. I guess Far Cry technically open world too, but it's first person. I don't really want to do that. To mention, that's still Ubisoft, so yeah. But yeah, so they said that it was supposed to be a post-Brexit London that the third one's probably going to take place in which they said politics, society, and technology have altered London's fortune. So probably for the worst, not the best, because otherwise I don't think we'd have a game. But back to the whole being able to control any NPC. Like, I don't really know how they're going to make this happen, because the thing is, which makes sense, like, if they're having a whole lot of headaches trying to figure this out, because first of all, London's also one of the most populated cities in the world. So if you're going to capture it too, I mean, I'm sure the streets are going to be crowded. Like, to be able to control anybody sounds kind of crazy. I mean, when they say control too, I wonder what they mean. Like, I don't, like, if you can switch people like you did in GTA 5, that wouldn't make any sense. It also probably isn't very possible. That's just that thing. So I don't see that being a thing. So I don't even know what they mean when they say be able to control any NPC. Like, saying that every NPC in the world has a different voice and has different animations. I mean, they'll probably alter it for a bunch of people, but I don't know how different it can get completely, because after a while, you kind of got to make copies of the same NPCs, make them look a little different. But certain animation, I mean, they do a good job. Honestly, they do a good job already with having people act differently in this one. So I'm sure that by the time the 3 comes out, especially since it's coming out for like the next gen consoles, which means that it'll be even more powerful. You know, I mean, not just graphics wise, but they'll probably be able to do more with it. So we'll see. It's an interesting task to be trying to accomplish, but if they can do it, they people are gonna be like, yo, they really did it. This game is really fire. So that'd be interesting. I'm wondering if it'll be like this one, where like the multiplayer and the single player was merged, like was like all intertwined, like it was all connected. That was actually pretty cool. I didn't do a lot of the online things. I only played online with a couple people, a few times, random people, which was fun. We did a couple missions, but I mean, I didn't use it that much, but I'm sure a lot of other people used it more than I did. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, so a lot more of this is going to be. Oh, another thing I'm curious about, y'all, is they said that there's like somewhere, like, they don't have an actual number on how many cameras are in London and are throughout London, but they said it's somewhere in the millions probably. So if that's the case, bro, being able to hack like that many I mean, they probably won't have as many as, because that might be a little overwhelming, but that makes it, but it opens it up for like in this game. I don't know if everybody knows, but if you played this, you know that you got upgrades for your well, I'm just calling it your R1 button, but like you got upgrades, and then you could do mass hacking, like mass quick hacks. So being able to do that in London would be really lit if there's really that many cameras and that many people around and phones and all this other technology. That'd be a lot of quick hacks where you could just like shut down a part of the city or something like that, or you know, turn all the lights off, or shut down cars all at once like you could in this one, but like it would just be on an even bigger scale. I mean, that'd be really cool, honestly. I hope that they keep the parkour. Also, a lot of this is going to be about what we hope to see, because there's not that much info yet. But some other good ideas is like, one like I was about to say, I hope that they keep the parkour situation, and I hope that whoever the main, because there's going to have to be a main character or a couple main characters. I hope that their personalities are like Marcus's and the rest of and like Wrench's and like the rest of this, because the cast that was in this, because they had a really good cast in this, man. I really enjoyed each person, and people's like stories got kind of deep and stuff. Like, it was lit. Like the fact like why Wrench wore a mask and all this other stuff all the time. So, you know, that's lit. Like, to give people those kinds of personalities. Some people were saying that as far as exploration goes, well, not even exploration, but, well, it is exploration. They're saying that you could extend it by having people, like, extending, like, the underwater aspect of it, or being able to get in planes and helicopters. Lit. I mean, this would just be a GTA with hacking. Like, and, like, more hand-to-hand, like, skilled fighting and parkour. So, you know, it has like a couple things even over GTA. And they were saying that too, that like it's going to be a lot like this with the close quarters combat, where I mean, he didn't really know martial arts, but he knew how to fight a little bit. Like, it wasn't just like throwing a punch. Like, it wasn't just like throwing punches. Like, he actually knew how to do some things, because he knows how to use that ball that's connected to the string. So that'll be cool. Something else people were saying that they should do, which I agree with, is like making it so like you don't really have the option of lethal weapons. Like you could have like one article was saying that they should make it so that you have one slot for lethal weapons and the rest have to be non-lethal, because like that makes more sense for like this story, like this setting, like the feel of this game. Your protagonist is not the kind of person who's walking around shooting people like or killing people. Like, that's not a thing. Something that you only do if you actually have to. The rest of it should be like you should be able to fight differently with all the hacking abilities, and this car is sexy. Yo, the paint jobs you could get on these cars was beautiful. Some of these cars were just beautiful altogether. But yeah, so I don't want that, because even in this, when I played this, I was really trying not to kill anybody. I usually use the stun gun and like the electro things for shocking people, and then I would knock people out like stealthily and stuff. That's mostly how I played this one, and that's how I would play the next one, because clearly Watch Dogs is a mix between Assassin's Creed and GTA. That's that's basically what it is. I mean, so ain't nothing wrong with that. The parkour in this was so smooth too. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I was hoping that for the next game, like before all this came out, I was hoping that we would get another game with Marcus and like this set of people, because I think that if I was thinking maybe they might just change the setting, maybe they go somewhere that's not San Francisco, they leave home or something like that. They go take over another place. That would be dope. But y'all should definitely tell me in the comments what you want to see the most, or what you want to see taken out, or not used as much. Because there's gonna be some things that you loved and that you didn't love. We really just paid for this lady, the Chinese woman. We just paid for her school. We just paid. Well, somebody paid for my school. God damn, tuition. That shit. Anyways, yo, like, what? The dreams. But yeah, like, so what would also be lit to see is well for me, I mean, the factions thing, that does sound cool. People were saying that they wanted to see maybe like when you start getting into it with rival factions, because clearly I have a problem. When you start getting into it with rival factions, that you have like it's a little bit more difficult to like fight them, or just make the other factions a little stronger. Or that like if you're in their territory, to feel their presence more, like you start trying to hack shit in their territory and they're like, yeah, I'm not going for it, and you have to get into a whole like battle. That'd be cool too, because I mean, Primal 8 in this, damn, we got into it with a couple. I forgot what the other hacker groups were called, but we got into it with like a couple other hacker groups. So that would be dope too. It'd be like in San Andreas, where you didn't want to go. if you were part of Grove Street, and you were wearing green, you didn't want to pop up in a baller territory. You might light you up, or the Latin Kings territory, start lighting your shit. I mean, I'm not saying they should put that in Watch Dogs, where you start walking down the street and people just start busting at you. But yeah, so that's that flip roll was a force. Yo, hold this ball and string. Hey, stupid, we eat those bullets. Yeah. So so far that's really what we know. Mostly what we want. All we really know is that it's in London, that you'll probably be able to control a bunch of different NPCs, that like there will be different factions, and that's really it so far. But hopefully at E3 next week, like I said, we'll get some more info. 2020 is where it's looking like we're gonna get Watch Dogs 3, and I said made for next gen, but I'm sure, I don't know if we're actually gonna have the next gen consoles by 2020. We might not get those till 2021. I'm not sure, but either way, I'm here for it. I know y'all are here for it. I mean, who's not here for it? Like, really? So that's gonna be lit. So, you know, we gonna. God damn it, Kim. That was an accident. I ain't mean to jump and then. Doesn't matter. No, y'all know what also be lit. It's not even just being able to fight against other factions, but also if you could make certain factions, you could become allies with other factions. That'd be lit too. That'd be dope. Maybe you have to do certain missions or tasks. Damn, level me. Maybe you have to do different like missions or tasks to like actually ally with people. But that would be lit. This song is really my favorite song, and it was one of my favorite songs in the game. But yeah, yo, yeah, I mean, we are gonna see. Y'all gotta tell me what y'all want to see, what you don't want to see. And then if there's more information, it will be here on this channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And that's another AGP informational. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Peace.
Yeah. 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 Chromed out beamers. Gold out penis. Chromed out beamers. Chromed